And I know it ain't right. I said no calls tonight. Yeah, blog talk. No, it ain't right. I said no calls tonight. No, it ain't right, but that's how it goes. Sometimes I feel tight. Yeah, I wish that the things would work the way they supposed to, but sometimes they just don't do. And I don't think that is anything new. Actually, it's something that I'm really too used to. And I shouldn't be, but here we are, you and me. We going to make two into three and still multiply, get high and divide. Yo, we still stick together when we inside and our pride. Make sure that we stick together and be like sisters and brothers, whatever you want to say. This is our day. We going to make it our way. Everything is all right, okay? You think it's not when it really is. Oh, yo, you think it won't when it really is. Yo, when I'm here to state that I'm here and I'm on time, I'm not going to be late, but we can relate to each other just like we are together. And I say, whatever y'all want to do, we going to get into this conversation tonight. We're going to make it right. Well, we talking about sports and how it can sometimes be fixed. I don't know which one to believe all the time. Do you believe your eyes and ears? Do you believe your fears? Because fear can make you hear things differently. It can change it up, rearrange it. Yup. So what's the deal? When you watch sports on TV, do you be like, well, this be 100 legit? And I don't really know. Sometimes I'm really seeing it. So we going to have this conversation tonight. We going to get together, try to make it right. When we talk about sports and all of the money and gambling, I said, since my mind was scrambling to find the answers, I don't know. But I'm going to take my chance with my dough. I don't think I will, because I'm going to keep my money in my pocket and I'm going to rock it. I'm going to take this thing to another high. Yo, and will I give it another try? Used to gamble all night, sniff a little coke, drink a little bit of Coca-Cola and still smoke. But that was back in the day, not today. I'm drug-free, alcohol-free. Look at me. There's no reason to brag, but my mind is clear. So I'm going to tell you something that'll in your ear and lend a little something like understanding. I ain't trying to be too pushy, too demanding. We talking about sports betting, sports letting, all this kind of shit. I don't know. Am I getting what I'm paying for when I see my sports going down? Are they playing around with an illusion? It could be confusing when you really think about it. Yo, I'm going to shout it. Let's route, y'all. What's going on? The Daily Go-Getterism Show, y'all. It's the daily. It's the Daily Go-Getterism Show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting. And everything is going to be all right. We're talking about our pro sports legit tonight. I don't know about y'all, but for a while, I have been wondering about the legitimacy of pro sports. Is everything on the up and up? And, you know, I have a variety of reasons for thinking one way or another. And I just want to know, are we on the same page with this thing? You know, like generally out the gate, do you believe that this, if you are a sports fan, whether you are a diehard sports fan or a casual sports fan, do you believe that the sporting events that we see, the games that we see, are they on the up and up? Are both teams playing in the interest of themselves, or is there a bigger purpose out there? You know, when I was younger, I used to love pro wrestling. You know, like when I was, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, when you're a kid, pro wrestling is so cool because it's so violent. The storylines are captivating. It's like a male soap opera. It's crazy. A bunch of big muscle-bound men, yelling and screaming at each other, making threats and talking about personal situations, bringing in girls and portraying themselves to be playboys and all kinds of characters. Is pretty cool. And then you add in the fact that you think that they're really punching on each other and throwing each other around and slamming each other and breaking necks and backs and all of that kind of stuff. And then you realize when you get into an actual fight, it should let you know right then and there, like, this wrestling stuff is not real. But you would also have to accept that the punches and stuff that you see in the movies are nothing close to how real life is also. Well, sometimes we can get lost in the fantasy. We can get lost in the lights and the cameras and the settings and the production. But it's making me wonder if that same type of stage is being set for the sports that we consider to be totally legit. It broke my heart when I found out that wrestling was all fake. Well, when they get hurt, they actually get hurt. But they have a way of making it look like they got hurt in a certain way when they may not have. You can't fake falling on the floor and hurting yourself. That's not fake. But the outcomes were fake. It was already predetermined every match who was going to win. And a lot of times when they had those special matches where, they would win $50,000 or, however much money, steel cage matches, battle royals, all that kind of stuff. And you found out later on that those wrestlers didn't even receive that money. Like, it was all a game. It was all fixed. It was all predetermined. None of it was really real. So it makes you look at a champion in a different way. Like, so you're only a champion because the promoter says that you're a champion. You didn't actually climb up the ranks and be the baddest man by beating the baddest man. That's not how it worked. It worked a lot of different ways. So basically, it was almost like, if we believe in you and we think that you can put a lot of people in the seats, then you'll be champion. If we don't think so, or if you become uncooperative and get a little too big for your britches, then you won't be champion anymore. So the younger guy, the faster guy, the more popular guy, the hot guy will be champion over you. So you won't be an aging champion. You won't be a veteran champion. It doesn't work that way. So, I hate to start off with pro wrestling, but pro wrestling is a pretty good springboard for what we're talking about tonight. And tonight we're talking about what makes you think that pro sports are legit. What makes you think that pro sports are legit? Well, do you think that pro sports are legit? Because maybe a lot of people don't believe that pro sports are legit. But somebody's believing something, because we're paying a lot of money to see these games. You look at the NFL, look at pro football. Take a hard look at pro football. Pro football used to be able to watch all the pro football that was available for you. Used to be able to watch it for free. The contracts were on one network. CBS used to have the contract with the NFL, and so did NBC. So the CBS had the NFC, and NBC had the AFC, and ABC had Monday Night Football. Easy peasy. You knew exactly where you were going to watch your sports whenever. Well, football, NFL football, you knew exactly where you were going to watch it, and you knew that it was going to be free. As free agency came along, as these new stadiums started being built, and as the contracts for the stars started to grow, you saw the prices of everything increase. You saw everything start to cost more. So in my opinion, that took the family atmosphere out of it. Like when it used to be something that used to take the kids to, take the wife to, maybe even the newborn babies. It was something that you would enjoy family time with. We're all going to go to see a game. Now it's so expensive. It's not possible. Well, I'm not going to say it's not possible because some people may be able to afford it. But for a lot of people, they can't really get into it. They can't afford to go see the games. How much do you think that it costs to go see an NFL game? Now, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles season ticket holder. And I remember when I started to become a season ticket holder in 1997, for a full season, it was $230. Can you imagine that? 10 games. So 8 regular season games and 2 preseason games, $230. I could trip and fall and afford that. I have the same tickets, different stadium, because that was back in Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. When they built the link, the tickets automatically doubled in price. So no matter where you were sitting before, the price of the ticket doubled. And they didn't allow anybody to buy their tickets with a credit card, which is the most ridiculous, kind of craziest thing I've ever heard of in my life. So they priced a lot of people out of the building. So let's say you had 4 or 5 or 6 season tickets, run you about $1,500, and you were in the building. Now it's going to cost you upwards of $3,000 or more, or whatever, and you couldn't afford for everybody to go. Now, with the Eagles, they did that on purpose because there were a bunch of hooligans. Anybody who used to watch NFL football and they were really into it, they know that we had the Broad Street Bullies. Broad Street is the street where our stadiums were located. Actually, not really on Broad Street, but that's the closest, biggest cross street. Anyway, so they got a lot of them out of the building. All of the ones that used to cause all of the trouble, throw people off over the bleachers and get into fights. We actually had a jail, a court, and everything inside the stadium. It was wild. So they got them out of the building. But I've never been to an Eagles game that I felt was straight up fixed. But it doesn't mean that some things haven't happened, because wherever there's money, there's going to be some manipulation because there's too much money involved. So when you start thinking about betting, sports betting, when you start thinking about gambling, and you start thinking about sports, the spread, the point spread. And now, how many games have you watched, whether it's basketball, football, maybe even hockey and or baseball, where you see some points scored late in the game and it makes you go, I went from was going to win clean to now I don't win anything because the point spread. Case in point, the Philadelphia Eagles played the game of the week this past Sunday. They played the Baltimore Ravens, and they weren't supposed to have a chance at beating the Baltimore Ravens. Well, they had a chance, but they weren't the favorite. They were not the favorite to win the game. And they were going to win the game by 12 points. The inside the last minute, as a matter of fact, the last 30 seconds of the game, the score was 12-24. And then Lamar Jackson is allowed to make this 40 or 50 yard run, this 40 to 50 yard scramble, and score one last touchdown in garbage time. And I looked at that and I thought to myself, like, in the last couple of games, the Eagles have allowed their opponent to score a touchdown in the last seconds of the game. Garbage time scores. Me being who I am, I'm wondering, okay, what's the point spread on this thing? Are we covering? Maybe so, maybe not. But it makes me question some of the legitimacy. So we have a super chat. Happy Buddha says, a very good night to you, sir. Well, a very good night to you too also. And thanks for the super chat. Ring the alarm, another soul is dying. I really appreciate that super chat. As a matter of fact, I appreciate it. Thank you, Happy Buddha. Thank you, Happy Buddha. Thank you, Happy Buddha. Thank you, Happy Buddha. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we will not be able to take calls tonight. Normally, we are able to take calls and y'all can call in and interact because this is supposed to be a totally interactive show. That's why we have the phone lines in the first place. But our phone lines are down tonight, unfortunately. And unfortunately, even more, we're getting used to that. So we're going to see. We're going to see. Let me give a shout out to all my people that are in here. Austin Davis, what's good? Thanks for coming on through. And T. Carey, right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my people going directly into your site. What's good, Ma? Thanks for coming on by. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming on, giving us a try. Cheryl Horsey, what's going on, Cheryl Horsey? Good to see you. Great to see you. Got your email too. We're going to link up. Got you. TK, right, says, I think some sports are more legit than others, but there are money-making agendas in every sport. We have to talk about this. Carrie Zilla, what up? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, Carrie Zilla. What up? What up? And Marshall Bell. And he says, you speaking real on that, man. We just getting started. We're going to have this conversation, man. You're not going to tell me that with some of these crazy games, especially these championship games, you're not going to tell me that this shit is on the level. Even if you're talking about, okay, let me ask y'all this. Was it just me, or did it seem like there was a concerted effort to make sure that the Kansas City Chiefs played the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl? Was it just me, or did it seem like that's what the powers that be wanted to see? Because San Francisco, and peace to all my 49ers fans out there, but they sucked in the playoffs last year. They almost lost both games. Remember, they were the number one seed, so they had home field advantage throughout the playoffs. They didn't do well in either game, but somehow they prevailed. Now, the Detroit Lions were kicking ass. They were kicking ass last season. And they got hot, even hotter when the playoffs started. Now, you saw that game between the Detroit Lions and the NFC Championship between the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. You ain't going to tell that was legit to you? That was legit? It didn't seem like the refs just seemed to be a little bit more biased towards San Francisco. Like, listen, the bosses said y'all got to win. So make sure y'all play good enough to win. And if it doesn't go your way, we'll seal the victory. Wink, wink. Is it just me? Is it just me? Let me know. Let me know what y'all thinking. Carrie Zilla says, wait a minute. Did you watch the Lions on Thanksgiving? Some BS calls. Lions seem to have a lot of things going their way. It looks to me like there's a general interest in the Lions being in the Super Bowl this year. I'm just going to put it out there. I ain't mad at it because they went from worst to first. But I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and may not play that. So hopefully we see the Lions in the Super Bowl, and hopefully, from my point of view, from my standpoint, I hope we reign victorious. But they're having a hell of a season, and it's a good story. And a lot of these championships, especially the Super Bowl storylines, Cinderella stories, that shit sells. It does. It sells. So what are we talking about? Now, I'm not going to show y'all any proof of any wrongdoing because I don't have any proof. I don't need proof to wonder. I don't need proof to make an assessment. My eyes can tell me certain things. My brain can tell me certain things, and my experience can tell me certain things. So we just having this conversation between us. I'm not here to prove that this is one way or another, because how would I be able to prove that every game is illegit? Like, I don't know, but there's so much money. There's so much money involved in professional sports that even if the games aren't fixed, there may be certain things that aren't on the up and up. TK, right? Thank you for that super chat. Thank you for the super. Thank you for the super chat. Yo, I see that. I appreciate that. You think I am? Well, you're wrong about that. Yo, I appreciate each and everything you do. And I want to say I appreciate you all coming through. This is the DG Show, Daily Go-Getter-mism. We up in this thing. We ain't smoking no ism. I put it through a prism, different colors in the spectrum, but we are here. And it appears that we're on some other stuff. Life is kind of tough, but we talking about betting in sports and all that other bluff. Are they lying? Are they pulling the wolves over our eyes? Are they making a fool of us guys? I say lies. Something that are told, especially when the money comes in. They count a lot of money in large amount sums from the floor to the ceiling, more than you ever saw. This thing is getting kind of crazy. Listen to y'all, and I'ma listen to everything that you have to say, but you gotta write it. You can't talk to me on the phone today, but maybe tomorrow things will be a little changed. But for now, we gotta do this thing, and it feels strange when you think that something really ain't right and nobody is telling the truth and you don't have no proof. The roof gotta get raised. God gotta get praised. I just want to know, are you telling me the truth today? Maybe you are, maybe you're not, but I'm looking for the truth today, and I want to know if you got something to tell me. Can I write it down? Can I record you, my kid? Will you say it now? Will you tell the truth? Will you reveal, or will you hold back the way that you truly feel? All right. Thank you, TK. Right. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all mucho. Do me a favor, y'all. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel. But if you don't want to share the show, if you don't want to subscribe to the channel, if you don't think I'm worthy, just give me a little like. Just that one little. Boop, boop, boop. It won't have any bearing on your tax portfolio. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. All right. All right. All right. Mars, what's good? What's good? he says, Mars says, what's good, fam? The game is trash. And Dr. Sawyers says, what sports are fake to you? That's the real question. Well, I think where there is a lot of money involved and there's a lot of sports betting involved, I think all of the sports have a chance to be tainted. It's not about what, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I was thinking about this today before I even wrote up this show. When a lot of people think that something is fixed or fake or a hoax, 9 times out of 10, there's something authentic about it. Because the trick is to make everybody think that it's real. The trick is to make everybody think that it's authentic. So if enough people can tell that it's fake, then there's probably something real about it. Because nobody's going to keep paying for something that they think is fake. Because how are you going to win? If I know the lottery numbers before the lottery comes out, it's going to change the whole way that I play it. You understand what I'm saying? If I know it's like that, it's almost like the lottery is being played for me. But if I know that I have to take a chance, and some days I might win, most days I won't win, but some days I may win. It adds that anxiety. It adds that anticipation. It gives you that incentive, that motivation to keep playing. Yo, I could win. I could win. I could win. If you know you're going to win every time, that's not gambling. That's planning. So when you see how sports today, especially the big four, the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, and the NHL, when you see how it's all about sponsorship now, it's all about multimedia, it's all about TV contracts. All NFL franchises are extremely rich. Nobody is struggling who owns an NFL franchise. Nobody. Because of a collective bargaining agreement. So if the Dallas Cowboys do well, then even the Cleveland Browns are doing well. Nobody's starving. Nobody's hurting for cash. Nobody's broke. Nobody's on the edge. Nobody's close to losing. The NFL is not designed that way. Before, the way it was before is every owner owned their individual team. When they came up with the collective bargaining agreement, it kind of like put everybody into a pot. So we're going to all eat. We're going to all eat. So when it comes to the paraphernalia, when it comes to merchandising and stuff like that, whether you buy a 49ers mug or jersey or whatever, the New York Giants profit off of that. Everybody gets a piece of the pie. So take your favorite team. It seems like they're the ones selling all of the merchandise, but guess what? They don't get all of the money. So they may be the dominant figure. Let's say whether it's the Patriots, the Cowboys outsell everybody every year, no matter what season it is, no matter how they're doing every year, they always make more than everybody else. But it's all spread around. So no franchises are struggling. So you look at like the Carolina Panthers, you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, you look at the Cleveland Browns, you look at the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders have been in more cities. You know, they went from Oakland to LA, back to Oakland. Now they in Las Vegas. Like, that's a multi-Super Bowl winning franchise. Who moves them? Hey, money. They had a brand new stadium in Las Vegas, and they had an old crumbling stadium in Oakland or in the Bay Area. So it was like, now how the LA got the Rams back from St. Louis after they won 2 Super Bowls in St. Louis is beyond me. But there's always some wheeling and dealing. And where there's money involved, there's always some cheating going on. It just is. I hate to look at it like that, and I hate to be negative, but it's true. Wherever there's a lot of money involved, millions and millions of dollars, there's going to be some cheating. Sorry. There's going to be some cheating. But it doesn't, people don't care as long as you put on a good show. Make it look good. But is it really real? Remember in the Super Bowl where the 49ers played the Baltimore Ravens? Remember how Baltimore was whooping that ass? They was whooping up on some 49er ass. And then and it was in the Superdome. Remember? They were playing in the Superdome. And the lights went out in the Superdome. Nobody could see anything inside the stadium, and you were home watching the Super Bowl like, what happened here? That can't happen at a Super Bowl. There's too much money for any mistakes to be made. So the production, the direction, and all of that stuff has to be top notch. This is the Super Bowl, the most watched sporting event every year, uncontested. Nobody beats the Super Bowl. And the lights went out in the Super Bowl. I think San Francisco was down about 21 to 28 points. And after the lights came back on, they started whooping. They started coming back. Now, the Baltimore Ravens ultimately won that Super Bowl. But the storyline behind the Super Bowl was you had two blood brothers, John Harbaugh and what was the other Harbaugh brother? But both of them, one was the head coach of the Ravens and the other was the head coach of the 49ers. Hell of a story. Brother against brother. Great story. This is all Super Bowl. This is Super Bowl heavenly talk right here. One brother's team is whooping up on the other. Then the lights go out, something that's never ever happened. And then the other brother's team starts coming back. It looks like they're going to pull off the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. Well, the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history, because these Super Bowls have been very suspect. Well, the Ravens did wind up winning that Super Bowl. They won it. And the other Super Bowl, which was between the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history, was the Super Bowl where the Patriots played the Atlanta Falcons, and they were down 28 points. 28-3 in the first half. 28-3. The Patriots come back after the second half and score 28 unanswered points. 31 unanswered points. Took the game into overtime. And the Atlanta Falcons lost after being up 28 points. Legit. Nothing to see here. Legit. A 25-point deficit erased. And they come back and win it in overtime. Nothing to see here. It's just me. I'm tripping. All right, I'll take that. I'm the only one tripping. All right, I got you. Mars says, okay, hold on. Dr. Sayu says it is fake, but the money I win in Bet 365 is real. Good for you. Mars says the shit is WWE at this point. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on? My goodness, Amy's like, yeah, all time. all the time. TK Right says YouTube is even reversing the eagle sign. Yeah, I got nothing. Got nothing. Gary Zilla says we lost Hutch all season. Mars says, why would you put a team in Las Vegas? They ain't winning shit. Yeah, TK Wright says the show ballers definitely exposed a lot of the football agenda. Mark says Kyrie Irving is a real one though. TK Wright says back in the day when I was heavy into basketball, it would feel like the fix was in, but some players would go rogue because they wanted to win. Yeah. Are you going to be down with a fix and you ain't getting paid? You ain't been promised nothing. You playing, in hopes of maybe making some money or just your legacy. Like, I won a championship. I don't care if it's all state. I don't care if it's NCAA. I don't care if it's NIT. I don't want to say I played ball on a high level and didn't win nothing. I need trophies, and I don't mean participation trophies. Mars says a small town in Alabama gets $2 billion. Oh, you talking about for the Crimson Tide? College football. Bringing in so much money, they had to finally start paying the players. Bringing in so much money. Like those college stadiums house over 100,000 people. I graduated from Penn State. I went to Penn State. 109,000 seats. When you're in Beaver Stadium, it looks like it's like so many people, and they sell out. I don't think that there are that many people in the whole town, students, faculty, and surrounding people. I don't know if there are 100,000 people there, but 100,000 people fit in that stadium. They come as far as from Philadelphia to and Pittsburgh, maybe farther than Pittsburgh. Beaver Falls. Beaver Falls is as far as you can go in Pennsylvania before you reach Ohio. All right. Oval 97 says an ad for the exact game said promising you an exhilarating second half. Wow. Now, how would they know? Mars says, I watched the Buffalo lose 4 straight Super Bowls. I'm not from New York. Now, I'll say this. Now, the Cowboys beat Buffalo twice. Back to back. Nasty work. The Redskins definitely beat Buffalo legit because they thrashed them. But that first Super Bowl between the Giants and the Bills, they did some finagling. The Giants didn't win that game. And I'm like, so ain't nobody gonna say nothing? Buffalo had that. And how hard remember, one of those Super Bowls, they had to come back from being down 28, 4 touchdowns to beat the Houston Oilers, remember? I don't know, Houston. We have a problem. Now, like, once again, I want to reiterate, I have no proof of any wrongdoing. But we do know of some things that have been, like, the Patriots have been accused and proven to have cheated outright. Deflategate, remember, Tom Brady had a 4-game suspension over Deflategate, making making the footballs one kind of way for his team and another kind of way for the other team. He actually got suspended for that. And the Patriots were cited for having film of the other sideline. So if you watch the first time the Eagles played the Patriots, now it was a 3-point game, but a lot of people felt like they knew what the Eagles were going to do. Now, the Eagles team was so good that year that even when you knew what they were going to do, you had to execute. Now, Donovan McNabb throwing 3 interceptions didn't help, but to still only lose by 3 points after 3 turnovers, who's the better team? Now, you could easily say the better team is the one who won. It was the New England Patriots. Okay, I'll accept that. However, there is proof out there that they had footage of the other sideline, so they can hear them, they can see them, they can see the plays. Now, how they were able to do that in real time and still be able to set up right, who knows? Who knows? But when you utilize technology like that in the biggest sport in the United States and the biggest sporting event in the world, and the Super Bowl has always boasted. They've always boasted on the low about how much money they make. And we feed into the dumb shit. Oh yeah, we gonna watch all the Super Bowl commercials. Commercials are supposed to be when you go to the bathroom, go get something to eat, have conversations. You know what I mean? It's the break when you can do other things besides watch advertising. But the NFL's so slick. He said, no, you got to see these commercials. No other sporting event on earth boasts commercials. So they got us roped in. So if they could pull the wool over our eyes to make us glued to the TV to watch some goddamn commercials, you don't think that they can do some things, some finagling to, influence the game? And no, I don't know. Lights going off in the Super Bowl, leading to a comeback. No. Team coming back from 28 points down in the second half. No. 31 unanswered points to tie the game. Okay. All right. Maybe it's me. Might be me. Could be. We're going to see. Let me see. Let me see. DK Ray says nope, nobody was going to say a thing. Info spot 411. What's going on, my G? What's going on, my brother? Good to see you. Mar says, I remember. Yeah. Bro said, bro, we seen Brady. Yes, we did. That boy got away with murder. Mar says, I'm from Boston. Bird is the GOAT. You could say that. You know what I mean? One thing I can't argue against is that goddamn Larry Bird. Of course, I hated Larry Bird because I'm from Philly. That Sixers Celtics rivalry back in the 70s and 80s. That shit was, whoo, that thing was it was actually a beautiful thing. I miss those times. InfoSpot says, oh wait, Mars says Donovan McNabb, Terrell Owens. It was a super team. It was. Nobody could beat that. Except the New England Patriots. On both sides of the ball, they were elite. We talking about Brian Dawkins on defense. Hugh Douglas. The freak. What was his name? They call him the freak. We had just got him from the Tennessee Titans. Oh shit, what was his name? Y'all probably remember better than me. But yeah, we had the squad and everybody was healthy. Come on, man. Come on, man. Info Spot says that was the season T.O. got injured but came back for the Super Bowl. Like, dude, you was done for the season. He fought his way back to make it to the Super Bowl. Missed the entire playoffs. He comes back for the Super Bowl. Come on, man. And performed. He was busting ass. D'Amico Ryans. Was that his name? I don't think that was him. Not D'Amico. Let me see. Hold on. It was D'Amico Ryans. My bad. It was D'Amico Ryans. Yeah. The freak. Yeah. My bad. Yeah. Info Spot says Patriots also had good defense the Brady years. They did. I mean, you know, we thought Bill Belichick was the greatest coach on earth. People still say he is. I say he's not. We've seen proof, ironclad proof, that it was all Brady. It was all Brady, and Bill Belichick spent many years trying to get rid of Brady. Tom went right to the owners like, yo, Mr. Kraft, I don't know what's up with your boy. I'm over here winning Super Bowls, taking chances. And he's trying to, this Garofalo kid, he trying to replace me with this Garofalo. Are you crazy? Are you? I'm Tom Brady. He really was Tom Brady. Damn, man, I wish y'all could call in, but it's all good. It's all good. Gary Zilla says it would be easy with Tech. Moles? Okay. Let's see. We seen Oakland versus the Buccaneers. Call that a Super Bowl. Yeah, call that a Super Bowl. I used to think Andy Reid was in on this shit. The way he used to be a shitty coach in the fourth quarter, man. He never won big games. We never won a big game with Andy Reid. Big Red never won big games. And he continued that. Think about it. Big Red didn't win a Super Bowl until the Eagles did. The Eagles won a Super Bowl before Big Red. He was like, I gotta win one now. Now everybody act like he the GOAT. He the GOAT coach. And I'm like, he is for the regular season and up to the AFC Championship or NFC Championship. He took us to four straight. He was doing the same shit, but he was a very predictable coach before. Now it's like he must be listening to somebody because everybody used to know what he was going to do. Now it's like, but check this out. Maybe he hasn't gotten better. Just like we thought it was Belichick in New England, in Foxborough. Maybe it really is Pat Mahomes. Shit, he wasn't winning no Super Bowl before Patty. He wasn't winning no Super Bowl before Patty. Maybe Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT 2.0. Maybe. Javon Curse. That's who it was. I was like, D'Amico Ryans don't sound right. I had to accept it. It's Javon Curse. Thank you. BR 549, OU 812. That's right, Javon Curse. That's who I'm thinking about. That's what I'm talking about. And X-Ray Koala was good. How you feeling, man? I'm feeling like a real man should. All day. InfoSpot says Manning with Harrison and Wayne was a great offense combo, but the Colts defensive wasn't too good. True. And Peyton Manning was shit in Super Bowls. He wasn't. He gets to the Super Bowl, he just freeze. That's why he never won Super Bowl MVP. What kind of quarterback doesn't win Super Bowl MVP if they win a Super Bowl? It doesn't happen that often. When the Ravens won it the first time, they had to give it to Ray Lewis. Trent Dilfer, you ain't. Remember, Ray Lewis had gotten that trouble and he couldn't, so his name was Mud. I mean, he had body on his hands. He had a body on his hands. He was like, look, I'm Super Bowl MVP, but I can't take the stage. And you know what I'm saying? He had his own dance and everything. He couldn't. A defensive player is Super Bowl. Whoever heard of such? Trent Dilfer up on the stage, like, yeah, on the Super Bowl. Like, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Ain't nobody come to see you. All right. Let me see. Y'all talking a good shit. InfoSpot says Colts and Patriots 2006 AFC Championship game was my favorite football game. Colts came back after halftime from 21 points down. CC Lee, what up, man? Good to see you, dude. I ain't seen you in a while. He says, I'm playing for the Patriots this year. I'm playing for the Patriots. Yo, you are a wild dude. If you playing for the Patriots this year, no wonder they are straight trash. See you next year. Talk to your team. Get them together. Carrie Zilla says, this year, Jared Goff. Yeah, we'll see about that. BR 549 says, who here thinks the Patriots in the Falcons game was fixed? Falcons been to 2 Super Bowls. They ain't won that shit. But I'll tell you who seems, whether it's fixed or not, I'll tell you who has the worst luck in Super Bowl history. You could say it's the Vikings. 4 Super Bowls in the 70s, nothing. Straight goose eggs. Matter of fact, the Cowboys wouldn't have no Super Bowls in the 70s if it wasn't for those goddamn. It's like, well, they was both in the NFC. They beat the Purple People Eaters was the truth. But I would say the Vikings, the Cincinnati Bengals, they keep getting shit on every Super Bowl. They got now when they played the 49ers in 1981, the 49ers legitimately beat them. But that second time they played, come on, man. Come on. That was real to y'all? Now, we don't have to stay on the NFL because we can talk about any sport that you think is rigged because we can't talk about sports being rigged without talking about boxing. Is there a sport that has been more rigged than boxing? When we talk about boxing, so many scandals. And this is before there was a lot of money in boxing for the actual boxers. But the mob was directly involved in boxing. They used to have mob fighters. Like if you think about back in the day, Sonny Liston was considered to be a mob fighter. He was totally backed and financed by the Italian mob. A moolie for the wops. What we doing? That's why he mysteriously passed away. Hurricane 211. Wait a minute. Hurricane or 211 G. OOOG. Wait, what's 211? Your name is Shannon Sharp, though? All right. Oh, you talk about malt liquor? I'm like, wait a minute. Why do I know the names of these shits? Man, I used to drink Hurricane back in the day, but it was never my favorite. There was these 40 ounces called Crazy Horse and Power Master. But that 211, I never drunk that shit. That was crackhead. That was crackhead brew. Like, that was straight crackhead brew. Like, you don't have no more money for crack, but you still need to get high, so you go get a 211. I think they probably called it 211 because that's probably what it cost for a 40. That wasn't beer right there. I ain't never been that broke. You know what I mean? I ain't never smoked no crack, so I couldn't drink no 211. But I don't drink nothing these days, my dude. Clean body. This is all good. I was like, Hurricane or 211? Hurricane. So it's still reserved 211. All right, BR says Dallas had a defensive player win MPV. Oh, yeah? Who was that? I hate Dallas so much, I didn't watch these Super Bowls. I swear, I said, I'm not watching that shit. Well, when I watched to see if they was going to lose, and then when I saw they wasn't going to lose, let me turn this shit off. You know, the Super Bowl come on kind of early, like, I'll go out to dinner or something. I'm not watching this shit. Titans lost twice. Hurt my heart. Man, it was in them Air McNair days. Remember when they... Speaking of Air McNair, that first Super Bowl. Wait a minute. Who did the Titans lose against in that Super Bowl? Hold on. But back to the Patriots. Them against the Seahawks. Seattle versus New England. And Seattle is absolutely going to win this game. They on the 1 yard line, and they don't give that shit to Marshawn Lynch. They don't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch. And they throw an interception. Like they had the game. It was over. Give the ball to Marshawn Lynch. Let him march into the end zone, and game is over. You don't even have to kick the extra point. It was over. Throws an interception. And the Patriots win again. I think that was like their fourth or fifth Super Bowl. Nothing to see here? Nothing to see? Okay. But ain't nothing to see. It ain't nothing to see. Russell Wilson. Superstar quarterback. You throw it. Even if the coach told me to throw that ball, I'm not throwing that ball on the 1 yard line. I'm not going to throw it. I'm not throwing it. There might have been a bigger interest in throwing it. A lot of money involved. My man Troy Diesel's in the house. What up, Triz? Troy Dees. Info Spot says, Bills Jim Kelly 4 straight Super Bowl and lost all 4. Yes, he did. And my only problem with that, like I said, the Redskins legitimately whooped their ass. The Redskins wasn't having it that year. They was beating people to a pulp. A lot of shutouts. Like Redskins was the truth. The Bills in that no huddle, they wasn't going to beat the Redskins. They wasn't going to be able to penetrate the Hogs, and they wasn't going to be able to beat that defense. Yeah, that was a power team. But I felt like they should have been able to hang with the Cowboys. Cowboys beat them like they stole something. So all of the Bills Super Bowl appearances have been, all of their losses have come from the NFC East. The Bills have to win a Super Bowl at some point. Don't let it be this year because the Eagles need to win that. But some other year when we are trash, which will be like, I don't know, like 2085, then the Bills should win. Maybe before then, maybe. Jay says, I'm going to talk to the Patriots and get them together. I will have a talk with my team. You go. Get him, Tiger. Get him, Tiger. Info Spot says, ideas St. Ives. St. Ives malt liquor with straw stuff. It was. Man, I ripped my stomach to shreds with all that old bullshit. Super Bowl 30. BR says Rams run the ball. Info Spot says Cowboys cornerback won MVP in Super Bowl 30 against the Steelers. What was his name? Russell is balling now. He's doing something. He needed a resurgence because that shit that happened over in Denver, that was criminal. We know Russ can do better than that. That wasn't a good situation. Mars says, love the Steelers, but Russell Wilson, I hate him for that Seattle play. Give the ball to the beast mode. Nobody would make that mistake. Nobody would make that mistake. I don't know. You're not going to tell me that was legit, dog. I can't be convinced. I can't be convinced. Okay. Mars says, okay, wait. Gene says, when the Cowboys suck. Scott Norwood, wide right. Okay. Carrie Zilla says, if it ends up being the Chiefs and Lions, who would you want to win? The Lions. All day. All day. I'm not trying to see the Chiefs three-peat. Don't nobody want to see that shit. Who do you think you are? The Chicago Bulls of football? Don't nobody want to see that shit. I didn't want to see y'all go. I didn't want to see him go back to back. Carrie says Lions need it this year. All right. Lions are missing their top defensive player, but are winning. Well, they're a good team. Ain't no way around it. They're not better than the Eagles, but they good as shit. I mean, they're good. Real good. Not better than the Birds, but they're good. Y'all says, I don't watch football anymore because they priced me out. I was talking about that earlier in the show. It's all about TV contracts, major contracts for for star players, especially quarterbacks and all that shit. And they even get us talking about the money, and it's not putting any money in our pockets or taking any money out. So they got us running around here talking like CEOs or bosses or something. You know, we gave such and such all this money and he ain't living up to it. I'm like, what do you mean we gave him the money? Is it the GM in me? I don't know. I hate to get into talking about sports celebrities, contracts and stuff like that, because I'm like, if you think about your own job, wherever you work, if you had an opportunity to make as much money as possible, if your boss said to you, like, listen, I think you're so great that I wouldn't want to see you go anywhere else and make any money. So we're going to pay you so much money that nobody else is going to be able to match it. Your other employees, they might feel some kind of way about it. But would you give a fuck? I like to see people get paid. I don't like the way that it trickles down to the fans, you know, not being able to afford tickets until the team starts to suck. Then tickets go down. All right. The Sixers tickets have been high as shit for the past 4 or 5 years. Now you can get in that motherfucker. You can get damn near get floor seats. Look, give me $10. Courtside seats. $10. Give me $10. Nobody want to see this shit. Nobody want to see this shit. They go on a 20-game winning streak or some shit like that. Tickets be back up to 1,000. Said Russell pulled a Neil O'Donnell. That's what he did. You're not gonna tell me that somebody didn't get in that somebody didn't get in his ear, and it wasn't Sierra, because there was no sense in that. He could have tucked the ball and did it himself just to run the clock out. It wasn't even 4th down and nothing. Like you, no good, no good. Okay, we got his name, but look up Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl 30 MVP. All right, let's do it. Who was the Super Bowl MVP of Super Bowl 30? Larry Brown. Brown. Yeah, I definitely remember him, man. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. We are talking about what makes you think that pro sports are legit. What makes you think that pro sports are legit? I'm not saying that every game is fixed, but maybe most games, most major games are arranged in some kind of way. Now, of course, if your team is the winning team, you're probably going to say, nope, totally legit. Nothing to see here. We're just better. We're just better. We're just better. Yo, I know that you're wishing you could be as good as we are, but you got to understand that we are stars and we going to be the best. We going to the champion. We are the champions. We are the champions. There's no time for losing because we are the champions. And you mad, your city mad because y'all can't get what we got and y'all can't have what we have. Or maybe next year, you'll get some new picks, get some new stars, get on some new dick But y'all can't have no championship this year. It won't be no trophy. Get off my shit, my dear. And I understand, yeah, maybe your time will come, but it ain't this time. So do another crime. Yo, go back to the gym. Yo, get on a gridiron. Do it with him. But you can't do it with us because we are the champs and we ain't going down. You're wet like a stamp and you're sticking to the letter. But yo, go get another thing to do because the championship ain't in you. It's not in your future. Look into your crystal ball. I can't see you winning nothing this year, y'all. And I'ma make sure that we get a little hotter. But you will not be in this shit a lotta. All right, let's go. Troy McNeil says Larry Brown gets the Steelers word. Dominic Jimenez, what's good? He says NBA started advertising gambling this season, so they're definitely rigging games. Well, look, come on, man. FanDuel, BetUS, all of these damn betting websites. You ain't gonna tell me, like, the point spread, all that shit. People, all of these predictors getting it right. How you get a point spread right? Yeah, I'm telling you, the Steelers by 3 or 2.5. Like, what are you talking about? Well, that's when the Eagles let Lamar Jackson score that last touchdown in garbage time, I said, they go to money right there. Because they didn't really try to tackle him. And you can say, because the game was already out of hand. No, it wasn't. 2 scores. If he can score 1 touchdown, do a 2-point conversion, he even needs a 2-point conversion. 1 touchdown, onside kick, 1 Hail Mary, and they win. We were only up by 12. Now 12 on the Baltimore Ravens is like, that's as good as 21 on another against another team. But since the Eagles beat the Ravens, they really aren't that good. That's the narrative now. Have you heard? Right, you know, Ravens have a lot of problems. They had a lot of problems last Wednesday. But they were supposed to beat the Eagles, right? They was at home. Okay. The post spot says, baseball is the only sport you can go to without spending a lot. And that's because they have so many games. We're talking about 162 games. 81 home games? Come on, man. And sometimes the playoffs. But one thing we can't say about baseball, we can't say it's never rigged, can we? Oh, shout out to Super Bowl 57 with that bogus ass call on Bradbury that gave the Chiefs the win over the Philadelphia Eagles. No, I have not gotten over that yet. And let me say this in hood lingo, so you know that I mean it. I might don't never get over it. I might don't never get over the refs putting that bogus call on Bradbury in Super Bowl 57. I might don't never feel good about that. That was some bullshit. Because Jalen Hurts was going to take that. The Eagles had it in the bag. It was a better, man. I can't. I hate to be sounding all sour grapey. Sorry, y'all. I got all these black seeds in my mouth. Mm. Mm. Okay. BR says a beer at a game is fucking ridiculous. The price of one beer is the price of a 6-pack. The price of one beer at a football game is what you would pay for a 6-pack. And people be buying them shits. I'm like, oh, I guess you come to these games just to ball out. I'm like, I'm a season ticket holder. I don't like to buy shit at the game. Like, no more money for y'all. No more money. No more money. No, you go. You go. No, go. No, go. No. You got my pockets enough. No more. No money for you. No more money. No more money. The tuck game. InfoSpot says, I feel it's more about greedy owners and corporations more than players' salary with ticket prices so high. But you talking about these new plush ass stadiums, and everybody's trying to outdo everybody with a new stadium. Those stadiums ain't cheap. They have to be paid for. And then you have these quarterbacks, making all of this crazy money and all of that. The price has to, come down to the consumer at some point. That's you and I. So even if your team does well, the more that the players are getting paid, the cost is going to come down to us. And there's really no way around that. We got to eat that. We got to see that. And I don't have that much of a problem with it. It's just that, come on, man. I just know that when the money comes in, when the focus is really on the money, which it is, these are franchises. We look at them as teams, they're franchises. Would they put franchise tags on players? I'm the franchise player. They build the team around me. That means I'm getting paid all this money. Carriezilla says, Larry Brown had a great starting line in 2005. He definitely did. You talking about Larry Brown of the Detroit Pistons, right? You talking about NBA Larry Brown, right? All right. BR says that game, Super Bowl 30, Rod Woodson came back from major injury. Facts. InfoSpot says, hearing you talk up the Eagles every night makes people think sports are legit. I just want to win another Super Bowl. I'm sorry. I just want to win another Super Bowl. I don't really give a shit how we do it. I need another Super Bowl. I'm in the NFC East. We win Super Bowls. I need another Super Bowl. I gotta deal with these other motherfuckers that won 3 or 4 Super Bowls, five Super Bowls for the goddamn Cowboys. And you listen to these Cowboy fans like they never lost a Super Bowl. Remember, their Super Bowl record before the 90s was 2-3. They won 2, they lost 3. They've lost Super Bowls. I hate them. Dominic says most real sport is Olympic wrestling. Well, all of sports in the Olympics to me are real. InfoSpot says I used to like Todd Pinkston. He was too thin to win. He could catch, but he used to alligator arm some, Like, you small, man. You small. When you smaller than a DB and you a wideout, he was paper thin. He was too thin to win, too light to fight. BR says the refs are giving KC the games. Man, are they? I mean, this shit. It's like they don't even. Like, y'all ain't even trying to hide it no more. Y'all just gonna give them the calls. Come on, man. G says the Eagles suck. They're going to lose that game either way. You're obviously high. Somebody get this man an intervention. Come on, man. I told you about getting high. You know, this just. I told this man about getting high. Judge Son presiding. Mr. CC Lee Jean, you've been charged with faking the funk, talking mad shit, and fronting on the Eagles. How do you plead? Guilty. Guilty. Well, the citizen, because of the serious nature of the offense, I'm compelled to give you the maximum sentence allowed by law, which is 10 years. Not talking about sports, no goddamn more. You'll also have to do community work, community service in the city of Philadelphia. You're gonna have to go through all the hood, go through the hoods and give out water ice to all of the underprivileged kids, and those are the ones who are just hot in the summertime. You'll also have to wear Eagles gear, winter gear in the summertime, and you'll also have to pay that. It'll be a form of restitution. Do you have any final statements? Do you have any remarks that you would like to make before I hand down this sentence? Good. You ain't got no business talking. Order in the court. Order in the court. God damn. The fuck? You have got to fucking be kidding me. Show's over, kids. Show is over. But I'm okay. Everything is all right. Shit. I'll get back to y'all.